Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that's truly heartbreaking. Ripa, the beloved face of Live with Kelly and Mark, has just delivered an emotional final broadcast that left fans across the world in absolute shock. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did she say goodbye forever? And what did Mark Consuelos whisper to her during the final moments that brought everyone to tears? Stay tuned till the very end, because the twist in this story will leave you speechless. Let's dive in. For over 2 decades, Ripa has been the bright, bubbly, and quick-witted heartbeat of morning television. From her early days beside Regis Philbin to her dynamic chemistry with her husband Mark Consuelos, she's built a bond with viewers that feels more like family than fandom. Millions woke up every morning to her laughter, her honesty, and the sense that no matter how crazy the world got, Kelly would be there to lighten it up. But this morning's show was different. From the opening moment, something about Kelly's tone felt heavier. Her usual sparkling eyes seemed clouded with emotion, her smile a little forced. Fans watching live could feel it, something wasn't right. As the music faded and the applause settled, Kelly took a deep breath. The audience, both in the studio and at home, fell silent. Then she said the words no one ever expected to hear. "After so many beautiful years, this will be my final broadcast." There was a gasp from the studio crowd. Mark Consuelos turned toward her, clearly shocked. He reached for her hand, whispering something inaudible, but her trembling lips said it all. This wasn't a planned goodbye. It was something deeper, something raw, and possibly something that had been weighing on her for a long time. Kelly continued, her voice shaking. "This isn't an easy decision. But sometimes life tells you when it's time to step back, to breathe, to listen to your heart again." For a few moments, the studio audience was still, almost afraid to clap. Some fans could be seen wiping tears, while others stared in disbelief. Ripa, the woman who seemed unstoppable, was saying goodbye. As the show went on, clips from her 23-year journey began to roll on the screen. Her first appearance beside Regis, the hilarious moments with Michael Strahan, the emotional debut episode with Mark. Every laugh, every tear, every memory flashed by like a living scrapbook of morning TV history. The audience laughed through tears, especially when Kelly's famous bloopers appeared. Moments where her contagious laughter filled the studio. But in between those nostalgic smiles, fans couldn't ignore the sadness in her eyes each time she looked at Mark. There was something unspoken, something more personal behind this farewell. When Mark tried to take over the next segment, he could barely hold it together. His voice cracked as he said, "I didn't know you were going to do this today." Kelly placed her hand over his and whispered, "Neither did I." And just like that, the internet exploded. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all flooded with one question. Why now? Many fans speculated that there had been tension behind the scenes for weeks. Rumors of creative disagreements, production pressure, even emotional burnout had been swirling quietly online. But others believed something far more personal was at play. About halfway through the broadcast, Kelly tried to keep the tone light, joking with the audience and reminiscing about her early days. But as they played a montage of messages from her co-stars, including surprise video tributes from her children, she completely broke down. Her eldest son, Michael, appeared on screen and said, "Mom, you've been doing this since before I can remember. You've given so much of yourself to the world every single morning. Maybe it's time you finally get to just rest." That single line, "Maybe it's time you finally get to rest," sent a ripple of emotion through the studio. Kelly covered her face with her hands as the crowd stood and applauded. It wasn't just the end of an era for morning TV. It was the closing chapter of a woman's lifelong dedication to her craft. But then came the twist no one saw coming. As Kelly tried to deliver her final words, she paused mid-sentence, turned to Mark, and said quietly but audibly, "There's something I haven't told anyone yet." The studio audience collectively leaned forward, and Mark looked genuinely confused. "Kelly, what are you talking about?" he asked. With tears streaming down her face, she continued, "I've been keeping something private because I didn't want it to affect the show, or you, or our family. But the truth is, my health hasn't been where I need it to be." Gasps echoed through the studio. Mark immediately wrapped his arm around her as she struggled to continue. "It's nothing I can't face," she said softly. "But I need time to heal, to slow down, to just be with my family." That's why I can't keep doing this, at least not right now. Fans watching at home were in total disbelief. The chat section during the live stream filled with messages like, "We love you, Kelly," and "Please come back soon." For years, Kelly had been known for her endless energy, her charm, and her ability to push through anything with grace. But in that moment, she wasn't a celebrity. She was human, vulnerable, real. Mark's eyes glistened as he said, "You don't have to be strong all the time, Kel. You've earned the right to take care of yourself." It was a rare, raw glimpse of their marriage in its truest form. Not just co-hosts, but partners facing the unknown together. As the show neared its end, Kelly thanked the crew, the audience, and every viewer who had been part of her journey. But just as everyone thought it was over, the producers rolled one last surprise clip. Regis Philbin's old interview from 2011, where he said, "Kelly will always be the soul of this show. No matter where she goes, her light will always be here." The moment those words played, Kelly completely broke down, burying her face in her hands. The audience stood in thunderous applause, many with tears streaming down their cheeks. Mark whispered something to her, words that microphones barely caught, but fans later lip-read it as, "You'll always be my morning." And that single line became a viral quote across social media within hours. But the emotional roller coaster didn't end there. As the cameras prepared to fade out, Kelly suddenly looked back toward the audience and said one final cryptic thing. "Don't say goodbye, not yet. Just see you later." The music swelled. The screen faded to black. And that was it. The end of Kelly Ripa's legendary run, or so everyone thought. Within minutes, speculation flooded the internet. Some claimed she was planning a tell-all book about her 2 decades in TV. Others suspected she might be moving to a streaming platform, launching her own talk show or documentary series. And a few fans even wondered whether her health statement was a cover for something bigger, perhaps an internal dispute or a private family issue. Sources close to the production hinted that producers were completely blindsided. One insider allegedly told a tabloid, "Nobody knew she was going to make that announcement live. It wasn't scripted, and the control room went silent." If true, this means Kelly's exit wasn't planned. It was spontaneous, emotional, and deeply personal. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Later that evening, Mark Consuelos posted a heartfelt message on Instagram with a photo of them holding hands backstage. His caption read, "She's the bravest person I know. Whatever comes next, we face it together." Fans flooded the comments with love, support, and heartbreak. Some wrote, "Morning TV won't be the same without her," while others simply said, "Goodbye, Kelly. You made every morning brighter." By nightfall, clips of her final moments had gone viral. Over 20 million views in just a few hours. People weren't just reacting to the end of a show. They were mourning the end of a connection, a daily ritual that felt like family. But just when fans thought the story was over, another twist surfaced the next day. During an emotional appearance on Good Morning America, Mark revealed something unexpected. "Kelly's not gone forever," he said. "She's taking time off, but knowing her, she'll find a new way to connect with people. She always does." That single statement reignited hope. Maybe her final broadcast wasn't the end. Maybe it was the beginning of something new. Fans began speculating about a potential podcast, a digital show, or even a memoir chronicling her career and personal battles. Rumors spread that several networks were already reaching out to her for new opportunities. And in true Kelly Ripa fashion, she later posted a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Sometimes goodbye is the only way to say hello again." Within seconds, that line became the #1 trending quote online. It was classic Kelly, mysterious, emotional, and filled with hope. Behind the tears, behind the emotion, there's a deeper story here. A story about resilience. Kelly Ripa has spent half her life entertaining millions, holding it together even when things behind the scenes weren't perfect. Whether she returns to television or not, her legacy is already secure. Fans continue to replay her final words over and over. "Thank you for letting me into your homes and your hearts for all these years. It's been the honor of my life." And with that, the cameras faded for the last time, marking the end of an era. But as emotional as this moment was, something tells us it's not truly goodbye. Kelly Ripa has always had a way of surprising everyone. And when she returns, It'll be bigger, braver, and more inspiring than ever before. Because if there's one thing the world knows about Kelly Ripa, it's that she never truly says goodbye. She just turns the page to the next great story. What an emotional end to an unforgettable journey. Kelly Ripa's final broadcast reminded us all just how powerful, human, and real she truly is. Do you think this is the end? Or just the beginning of a new chapter for Kelly? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on your favorite stars. Until next time, stay kind, stay strong, and remember, some goodbyes are just new hellos in disguise.